People are created in God's image. And when we kill a person who deserves life, we are mocking, ridiculing, and questioning God's image inside people. That's why abortion is wrong. Euthanasia is wrong. Suicide is wrong. If all these things are sinful, wrong, evil, against God, against life, then how can war be in favor of God, in favor of life? War is the thing that creates a maximum destruction of life. When Israel started their defense in the war that is going on in Palestine, they started saying, we want to save lives. We want to bring our captives back home. And they are right when they say so. They said, we want to kill only those militants. And we want to release our people. And there is some just cause there, of course. Then they said, we want to disarm them. We want to destroy all their arms, all that empowers them to come at us and question our existence and destroy us. So, in different stages, this war progressed. But in between, there is a huge tragedy of people who were not militants. They were not Hamas. They were humans. And these people died. These are not the people who wanted to be in power. They didn't want to become the leader of Palestine or Israel. They didn't want to run Palestine or Israel. They were not terrorists. They did not kill, steal, destroy anybody else's life. They were like you and me, ordinary people, living in ordinary houses, looking for ordinary jobs, trying to find satisfaction in their family lives with their children. They were not eager for power. They were not lusting for women. They were not greedy for money. They were ordinary people. Hamas did wrong. They used these people as human shields. They hid with them, among them. And Israel, in their desire to do right, to bring their captives out from under Hamas's slavery, threw bombs and missiles in that area. And these people who became human shields to save those Hamas terrorists also died. Not one or two. Thousands of people died. More than 50,000 people died, according to the United Nations, if we are to believe it. Are they all Hamas people? Are they all looking to kill every Jew on planet Earth? Are they all desiring the death of America? I don't know. I don't think so. But they all died. They all died. That is the value of a system, of a world gives to human life. Now somebody will ask me, what would you do if they take your people captive? That is a good question. They took Jesus captive. What did Jesus do? They took all his disciples captive. What did they do? They were all put in jail. They were tortured in many different ways. What did they do? I don't know. It is there in the Bible. You can read it. I got a very bad experience in my own life. Many false accusations and a false lawsuit that could have kept me in prison for all my life. I couldn't do anything. I prayed. But instead of killing that person who harassed me, I forgave that person. And I prayed that God will forgive that person. Incidentally, that person was also a Christian. I do not know if they know Jesus or if Jesus knows them. But in this world, they are going to a Christian church, and their church pastor believes whatever they are doing is right, even giving false testimony in a law court. And they still stand by those people. I may feel bad. I may feel betrayed. I may feel deceived. I may feel that I am alone. But I didn't go there and put a bomb on that man. I didn't go there and kill him. When I prayed, Jesus said, if they take away your blanket, you give them your inner tunic, inner coat also. Your only garment that can save you from death. And perhaps that is what I did. I gave away all the money that they asked, and perhaps more than that, so that the matter would be settled and they would be satisfied. And that man is a very wealthy man. I still feel that God was not so faithful to me. God did not help me. I still feel that God let me down. People of Christianity let me down. I still feel there is injustice everywhere, even in Indian judicial system. But I did not become somebody who would take another person's life. And I also did not commit suicide. And that is what Jesus did for me. That is what the Bible did for me. I'm not saying I never felt angry towards those people. I never wanted to do this and that. But I never did it. Because I know life in God's sight is precious. Life in God's sight is holy. And death is associated with the enemy, that is devil and evil. I cannot bring death. The bringer of death is not Jesus. Jesus is the bringer of life. That's why we need to ask these very tough questions during these times. Whether Russian people who confess Christianity are doing the right thing by killing Ukrainian Christians who also believe that there is Jesus inside them. You know what Jesus said? By this, the rest of the world will know that you are my disciples. And what did he give as a sign? By the love that is between you. By the love that is among you. Now look at the world Christianity. Do you see something called love? What I see is selfishness, greed, mercilessness, heartlessness, lack of empathy. What I see is arrogance, pride. I am greater than you. I am holier than you attitude. Is that what Jesus showed us? Is that what Jesus wants to see among us? For some little rare minerals or whatever they are in Ukraine, or for some oil or for some other whatever just cause they have. No just cause justifies a war, according to Jesus. Because he could have fought wars and defeated the Jewish people and Romans and become their king and perhaps the king of the world. That is not how Jesus became king. Jesus became king on the cross by dying for people's sins, by forgiving people's sins. He did not shed other people's blood to become great. He shed his own blood to make others great, to save others from their own evil, hateful, sinful behavior. That is why many people would say when they are overwhelmed in life due to tragedy, due to adversity, due to injustice, due to difficulty, due to sickness, they would go to the foot of the cross. And after going to the foot of the cross, and reading through those passages of Jesus' death. Just read through it at least one time. What Jesus said, how Jesus behaved, what kind of injustice and evil came upon him, and how he overcame. And all the greed, the selfishness, the hatred, the evil, the lustfulness, the desire for more, the worldliness will go away from you. You will find rest. You will find solace. You will find comfort. The one who had all the just reasons at the just time of God did not fight a war to get justice. He fought a different kind of war. He allowed hatred. He allowed injustice. He allowed violence to win and think that they won. But did they? If they had won, today the world would be 80%, 90% their kind of people. But if you look at the world, 80% of the world believes that Jesus' way is the right way. Whether they do it or not, but that is what they want to believe. That is what they consider as the high ideal. 30% of those people are Christians. Another 30% of those people, almost 20 to 23%, are Muslims. And there is another group of people who come from Hindu, Buddhist, and many other backgrounds, who consider Jesus as a great guru, who gave them the understanding of a life of non-violence, love, and forgiveness. Even an illiterate man can understand by hearing Jesus' story what kind of a person Jesus was. Was he a person who wanted to do war? Or was he a person who wanted to bring peace? Was he a person who recommended death and disease and destruction? Or a person who wanted to bring life and healing and love? My dear friends, we ought to pray for this war to stop. So many human lives have been lost. In India, even if we kill a snake, we feel bad. Even if we kill a snake is something that would kill us if we don't kill it. Even if we have to take the life of a snake or a lion or a beast that is coming to attack us, we feel sad. We feel bad for that beast. That is how much we consider life as precious. And when we see there is no value given to human lives, it hurts us. It hurts our sensitivity. And I wonder why Jesus' followers don't feel hurt when they see these deaths, these destructions, these famines that are created as a result of it. Whatever be, my dear friends, there is no just war, because war by definition is unjust. It brings death, it brings violence, it brings hatred, it reflects selfishness, greed, not Jesus. There is no holy war, because all war is unholy by definition. If you can read Leo Tolstoy's work, which I read many years ago, many times, War and Peace, and if you still are thinking whether war is good or bad for the women and children who die, you can go through the Bible, New Testament. My dear friends, true religion will not tell people to fight wars. True religion would tell people to bring peace. God bless you. Have a great day.